let's dive in and talk about the big reveal. Okay, this is, I think, the thing we've all been waiting for. So Gellert Grindelwald, or as I like to call him, Sarah Michelle Gellar Griswold.
Why you gotta go and ruin it like that,
I
Joe?
know. Well, Grindelwald is in the movie. We knew that Johnny Depp was playing him. Johnny Depp cameos. Why don't you explain to people how Grindelwald is introduced in the movie?
Well, first we see him at his base, Nuremberg, whatever. I forget how to say it. But yeah, in the beginning, his fortress.
Like the prologue.
Yeah, which was kind of cool, like a great show of power of these 5 wizards marching up to this fortress.
You only see him from behind, but you know he's blonde. He's got that kind of 20s
and he
style
kills
haircut.
all of them, and and it's like, whoa, that's crazy. And then the sort of newsreels take over, and we get the fact that he is at large, he is recruiting power like other wizards, he's causing unrest in the magical community. He disappeared, so that's kind of our hint that he's hiding somewhere. And then we meet Percival Graves, who ends up being Grindelwald in disguise, which is kind of the big crazy thing at the end of the movie. I didn't see that coming. There was obviously the Deathly Hallows, which he gives to Credence, and that's sort of like your first big hint.
And the haircut too, though.
And
they have the same haircut.
Yeah, this is true. And the Deathly Hallows we know is his symbol. If you remember from the Deathly Hallows movie, where we learn about Dumbledore's history, and Grindelwald is actually his best friend. And if you really read into it, his young gay wizard lover, and that was what made Dumbledore so famous and gave him the notoriety of him being essentially the greatest living wizard.
And he name checks Dumbledore in one scene with Newt as well.
Yeah, he said, "What does Dumbledore see in you? What makes you so special?"
Right.
It's also funny, just weird side note, is that Percival Graves is Colin Farrell's character, the fake name that Grindelwald creates, but Dumbledore's name, his full name, is Albus Wulfric Percival Brian Dumbledore. So he actually took one of Dumbledore's names and put it in there. I don't know, I guess as maybe sort of a nod to it. Maybe that should have been another hint that he was. So I guess you could kind of see it coming if you really wanted to. But here's the thing. How did he do that without Polyjuice Potion? I don't know. So he's had a charm over him the whole movie, and no one saw through it.
Yeah, he's surrounded by all these other wizards. Nobody quite caught on. And do you think his scenes hold up once you already know the twist? You look back and things that Percival was doing. Like, does that really make sense, or is it just sort of is he doing things that would be out of character if it was? When you look at it knowing it's Grindelwald?
Well, it makes sense that once he meets Newt and sees what Newt's up to, he's like, let's have him killed immediately.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, whoa, that's crazy that he, even if you're the top cop of the MACUSA, you can just have 2 people killed without a trial, I guess, in that weird magical
It seemed
chamber.
an incredibly ornate way to whack somebody, right?
It's like, let them enjoy a happy memory before they die. Kind of nice, but also really weird.
Yeah.
And very slow as that magical goop comes up.
What did you think of even though he's only in it for a moment, what did you think of Johnny Depp as Grindelwald?
He needs to speak his lines a little more clearly.
Yeah.
I actually could not figure out what he said, and we asked producer David Heyman, and he told us, I'm actually going to pull it out just to be sure, because he mumbled something, and he really is mumbling it to
Newt.
To Newt at the end, and he says, "Shall we die just a little? Shall we die just a little?"
Yeah.
So, and I think what David Heyman said is that he's sort of hinting at something to come. We don't know, we're not supposed to understand what he means. He's sort of like hinting at something.
Yeah.
And originally I actually heard that it was a completely different line. It was something along the lines of, you think you can hold me, but then Johnny...
You owe me $20. Yeah.
Then Johnny Depp ad-libbed that in there. I think because he knew what was going on with the character and where the character's journey would go in later movies. So I think he just threw that in there as a little thing.
What did you think of Johnny in that one scene? To me, it pulled me out of it a little bit because I'm like, there's Johnny Depp, and he's doing his Johnny Depp thing with he's the kind of actor that seems to work from the outside in. It kind of pulled me out of it a little bit. I wonder if it could have been better with a less well-known actor, but I don't know. It's a little too late now, obviously.
I thought it was fine. It's really hard to judge on such little material. Again, going back to the scripting, I'm a little upset that he's essentially the biggest, he's like Voldemort, essentially. Yeah. He's like that powerful, and then he lets himself get caught
pretty easily.
by the Makusa pretty easily and puts up no fight and just gets taken in. I almost wonder if it's one of those what has now become a cliche of he wants to be caught.
Yeah.
Like the Joker, you know,
Yeah.
in The Dark Knight.
I want to lock him up in the MCU.
Yeah, and we'll have a
God, I
scene
hope
of him
they
in
don't
a
do that.
transparent jail cell of
Yeah.
some sort, and someone will be interrogating him.
What did you think of the look? The he's got pretty much like no eyebrows, or they're dyed very blonde, and his teeth are kind of messed up again. And
He just kind of looked weird, yeah. I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't know.
He was only in it for like 90 seconds.
Yeah, but knowing it, would you have liked it more if that news hadn't broken? That Johnny.
Oh,
Depp?
100%. If
Yeah.
I didn't know that, I feel like it would have been just a huge, oh my God. But you can.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: I didn't see the twist coming that it was Percival, but the fact that I knew that Grindelwald was going to be there in the flesh did ruin it a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But I will say this: as a hardcore Harry Potter fan who's very excited just about learning more about the lore, this movie didn't really do it for me, but I am excited to learn more about this era in the Harry Potter universe and getting to see more of what Grindelwald's rise to power was like and what like his sort of regime and sort
Right.
of like his reign of terror was like. I think that's very exciting. He is the driving force, like Grindelwald is the driving force of what has me interested to come back for a sequel. And I'm hoping eventually in movie 5, like the 5th Fantastic Beasts movie or whatever they decide to call it, we eventually get to see the epic battle only hinted at in the books of Dumbledore in his prime versus Grindelwald.
Right. Well, we want to hear what did you guys think of the Grindelwald reveal, Johnny Depp, all that. Let us know in the comments.